Lots of catalysts coming this week, volatility coming this week, small caps about to explode. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Watch until the end of the video. I'm going to prep you guys for this week. I'm going to try to keep the video under 10 minutes. That way I don't waste any of your guys' time. Without further ado, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn post notifications on, and pay very close attention to when we talk about crypto. Now, I want to talk about a stock really quickly that is trading at 18 cents. This is ticker symbol BURU. This is a penny stock, and I'm going to give you the no BS breakdown. This is a sponsored stock. I want you to do your own due diligence. It should take only 30 seconds to a minute or two. Now, the stock is trading at 18 cents. It is a very, very small float, very small market cap. The stock can move very quickly, but there's a reason why it's very cheap, and I'm going to give you the warning in a second. But basically, this is a US company making high power blue lasers for welding, 3D printing, EV batteries, aerospace, and defense. So it's kind of a sector that we don't normally get into, which I find very interesting. And they have a tech advantage. They weld copper and aluminum faster and cleaner than traditional lasers, which is very good. And they have a $100 million equity facility through 2028, and they just recently raised $9 million. Now, here is the big warning. I'm going to state why the stock is cheap in general. Why is it 18 cents? It is because they need to fix finances and compliance issues by October 29th, 2026. Now, that is more than a year away. This is in order to stay listed, and it's very likely or possible, in my personal opinion, that they will get that sorted out, and here is kind of why. This is what's coming. This is the next upcoming catalyst. They have a defense pivot trying to acquire Techni, which is Italy Defense Tech, under government review until August 25th, 2025. Which is right around the corner. It's August 17th. This is August 25th that this is under review until. But it's not only that, a U.S. defense joint venture could follow in Q4 of 2025 as well, which could unlock U.S. and NATO contracts. Now, if all of these are successful, this will no longer be an 18-cent stock. I can tell you that right now, in my personal opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and they will likely get those compliances sorted out. But that is the sponsored stock for today. Of course, do your own due diligence. Drop a comment down below what you think about it. Now, Bitcoin, I want to talk about it very quickly on the weekly time frame. Anything above the level of 119,000, what has this showed us? We are about to get this weekly candle close. Now, what this weekly candle shows us is a huge upper wick on Bitcoin. Sellers are defending these levels above 119,000 like monsters, okay? And if we look on the daily time frame, Bitcoin rejected up here again, but it came down, and as far as the weekly time frame, we're holding 117,000. So it's bearish that we rejected again above 119. It's bullish that we held 117, but it's bearish that volume is fading on the pushes higher. It means buyers are getting very, very exhausted, showing that there are signs, again, this isn't validated completely, showing that there are signs of buyer exhaustion, showing that there is a slight possibility that we get a correction in the near future. Now, we're also seeing slight outflows for the week. Investors aren't really sure if they should sell Bitcoin. Is this the top for Bitcoin, or if they should dump inflows into Bitcoin ETFs anymore? And most of the time when you see these inflows die down like this, following that, we get a major correction in the chart. And I can show you briefly, not major correction, but we get some sort of. So inflows were pretty weak right here. And then you can see shortly after Bitcoin fell from 118,000 down to 108. And then you can come and you take a look at more weakness back here. Bitcoin ended up falling from 100 and actually it fell from 87,000 all the way down to 76,000, and you can go basically down the line. So we are seeing just the first signal, signs that a slight correction in Bitcoin ahead is possible. But this is alongside Bitcoin dominance slipping, with Ethereum still printing out a different candle than Bitcoin. Now, here's what this all means, and it means that Ethereum is doing well, meaning that, Ethereum is doing well, altcoins are about to possibly do well. That is because Bitcoin dominance is slipping, money supply is increasing, and people are realizing that Bitcoin returns are getting weaker and weaker, especially after the 119K. So what's happening? Well, they're moving into, early investors saw this weakness and they're moving into Ethereum. Now that Ethereum's moving, this will eventually show signs of weakness, and big institutions will early position into, my opinion, small cap altcoins following these large cap altcoins, and possibly some meme coins will follow that. Now, Ethereum outflows, we got a little bit so far on August 15th for Ethereum ETFs, but prior to that, we had a ton of net inflows. So there's really no signs of weakness just yet. Ethereum just got a rejection candle at basically its all-time high. So again, there's nothing to say here. Volume's increasing on a push up to all-time highs, and we got a slight weekly rejection right here. Ethereum could easily have the biggest candle of its life over the next 2 weeks, and altcoins would absolutely explode. So I just want to put that out there. Ethereum Classic also curling higher. Good for AMC. And basically what all of this means that I just told you is very good for GameStop and AMC if altcoins end up getting the wave that they should get. Eric Trump also says buy the dip on cryptocurrency, which is what MicroStrategy is doing, possibly announcing another Bitcoin buy tomorrow on Monday, tweeting insufficient orange. All of these being MicroStrategy purchases into Bitcoin, showing that they still believe that the explosive move has not come for Bitcoin and that the top is not in. Also, there are several indicators that do still state that cryptocurrency is not at its peak yet. Some indicators are close. If Bitcoin's weakness, and I want to put this out there very quickly, if Bitcoin's weakness isn't weakness immediately, what you're going to see is one last push higher before the great bag holding bear trap of all time. Okay. If you see one more move on Bitcoin and you think that it's going to consolidate and move again, I would be very careful with this theory. I think if we move up again, there's already showed signs of weakness, signs of ETF outflows from big money, that the last push is to trap every retail investor into buying and holding more Bitcoin. On top of that, euphoria is kicking in. Crypto and Bitcoin are climbing on Google search trends. Okay, something to note as well. Now, economic data this week: building permits Tuesday, housing starts Tuesday, Fed FOMC minutes Wednesday, and jobless claims Thursday. So Wednesday and Thursday, center of the week, very volatile. Services PMI Thursday, manufacturing PMI Thursday, existing home sales Thursday. There are some other catalysts as well. We have a all right earnings week with Walmart, Zoom, W-Day, Ross. I mean, there's not many that I would pay attention to. I would like to watch Walmart, Home Depot, and Zoom, maybe BJ's, Pan W Monday after close. But overall, that is the earnings week. Not much going on. Again, GameStop, AMC prepping for, in my opinion, an explosive green move like we've been talking about. And also, just from a technical standpoint, there's a huge order block down here that GameStop has built a W pattern off of. Now, normally you take these W patterns very roughly from the peak center to, we could be conservative and go right here, since we kind of wicked lower down here, but we didn't get the move down here. Be conservative and build it to the base, and you kind of take this measured move and you get this little bit of a target. So likely, at least this week, GameStop sees 2340, and that's just being like stupid conservative based off of technicals. That would mean GameStop should be up about 2%. Hopefully we just get that on Monday and then follow through, which would take us, in my opinion, anywhere between, like I said, 2440 and 2523 to 2730 to 29. And following the breakout of 2965 is when GameStop really kicks off. Until then, this is just kind of a momentum builder. So watch the chart very closely. I also want to point out a little bit of tin. First Lady Melania Trump's peace letter to Putin says it's time. And then we also have the possible Roaring Kitty TikTok posting the clock on their page. If you guys just think this is all theory, it's very possible. I'm not saying this is 100%, but the link to this exact TikTok page was on Roaring Kitty's YouTube post. And I'm not saying that from Twitter. I'm saying that for myself. I remember when it was on there and I clicked it and it took you to this TikTok. So maybe it's a nothing burger, but it just seems odd that it would be a nothing burger. And just like GameStop said, most of the time it's a something burger, right? Obviously that's a little bit of a troll, but I just want to state we are in my opinion, exciting times. Institutional ownership skyrocketed for GameStop. We're seeing a lot of bullish narrative for altcoins, small caps, everything. Prep for the market, prep to make some money. Discord's going to get a lot of plays Discord's gonna get a prep sheet. Hopefully I can get that together for the week. So if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord server right now. The link is in the top of the description, but I'll give you a stock for free. Watch DJT, and I'll just leave it at that. Make sure to join. The link is in the description. I'll also pin it in the top of comments down below, guys. That is it. Hopefully you enjoyed your weekend. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Yeah, I appreciate all the support. Spam the comments down below. And for everyone, I mean, not a lot of people, just a couple of haters come and complain about the bots. I absolutely hate them. I hop on here for an hour and I remove a ton of comments and then I ban words. I have like 400 blocked words on the account. The bots are, yes, very annoying. I don't know why YouTube, insanely big platform, can't deal with that, especially with the technology we have nowadays. But that is it, guys. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.